Alright, welcome back everyone to another Grand Cross video, and today we're going to be doing the training cave and pretty much how to beat it. Obviously we're doing the level 3 part of it because that's kind of the hardest part and where you're going to get most of your rewards from. And this video is going to be cut down quite a bit. Obviously we are going to do all 12 stages, that being 3 of the greens, 3 of the red, 3 of the blues, and then 3 of the yellows. We're going to talk about each one individually and talk about what team to use and pretty much what I use as well as the recommendation. And overall, you should be having most of these characters leveled up, and typically you don't have to beat the over the 90k CC as you'll see for most of the games. And as well, if you have one of the characters that is recommended for the stage, if you have one of them hired up or the main unit, you should clear it pretty good, easily. But they do last, for me at least, around 2 to 3 to 4 minutes. That's like the longest. And we are going to be shortening it down, so you are going to see the full fight, but it is sped up around 200 to 300% of what they usually is. I think one of them's like 600, so it's just because they're quite easy. If you get the whole team down and you know what you're doing, it's quite easy. There's no real struggle to it. It's just that you can see that I did beat it rather than me just skipping. And as well, the team that you do use does save. I do believe if you have the slime event, they might not save, because I think that our order team that I used, I did use a slime collab for one of the missions and it actually didn't save my team. But typically, yeah, it should save your team. So once you can beat it, once you know you've beaten it, you're good for pretty much a lifetime, right? All you can do is slightly upgrade your units every now and again. But also, if you don't know, every time you do complete 3 of the stages, you are going to get a yellow stage, which is basically your own team that you're versing. So if you are a whale and you have like one whale team, you pretty much have to be your own whale team. So it is kind of good still to go with a kind of an under-level team, because when we do verse the yellow stages, we are going to keep 3 characters, one of each color, being pretty much an AoE killer, nuker, and you'll see that towards the end. So without further ado, on the timeline right now, you can see the actual stages: green 1, green 2, and green 3. It's not in order of the actual run, but I'm going to cut it down so it's basically green 1, green 2, and green 3, and vice versa for the other colors, just so it's more even and we're not jumping around to different stages. As well as the last mission as well, we'll talk about the yellow stages too. So before we do start, because I know the intro is quite long, but it's quite a beefy video. On screen now, we're going to be scrolling down. You can see the main graphic, which I'm sure everyone's using, and what the base of this video was. But yeah, if you don't want to go through all of that and you kind of want to go for a video form, it's pretty much what this is. And yeah, the main thing here is once you do obviously use a unit, you cannot use them again. So this actual like guideline, once you have all the characters leveled up, you can pretty much use this. And most of the teams we are going to use here, it doesn't tell you what to use for the 4th person, because that's pretty much up to you. And most of the time, you kind of the 4th person is kind of just used to get you over the 90k if you are very close. So yeah, let's start off with actually green 1. Okay, so green 1 is a poison type unit who does like AoE, which is quite annoying if you don't start first, because he does counter the passive for Red Elizabeth Hawk. And yeah, this is the team, so you can bring whatever feature you want. But on screen now you can see the graphic here, which is basically just a team and kind of like the most important. No off the boss fight, because there are quite a few things, but we're going to be covering just the most important one, and which should, if you know what you can do or like to know the importance of the actual mission, you should be able to clear it pretty fast. So yeah, green 1, bring this team here. Elizabeth and Merlin mainly. You can bring Gilfund or any other character that's not being used on the actual list. Just because Gilfund does buff attack, so it's easier for Elizabeth just to do a nuke. He does poison you, so if you actually don't start first, it will counter Elizabeth's passes. But even still, Elizabeth, tons of damage. I think mine's 65 or like 6-star, 65, and she just does so much damage. She is an SR, so getting a 6/6 is quite easy. So yeah, you can just use a tier 2 Merlin buff, or even still just keep freezing with Merlin. He doesn't do too much damage, since most of the time he uses a poison attack that doesn't do that much damage, but he does end up killing my my Gilfund at one point. So yeah, let's get to the gameplay. Okay, yeah, so obviously it's been sped up because it's going to take super long. So you can see there he does actually start first, which it doesn't matter because it's not very big of a deal. He is green, so he's doing more damage, more equal damage to Gilfunder. But obviously we are using Red Merlin and also Elizabeth, who just does tons of damage. Merlin obviously being there just because she is going to be doing the freezing. And even still with an ult, not too crazy. We eventually do get our ultimate with Elizabeth, which almost one-shots it. We obviously did boost up Elizabeth with the Gilfunder, which is obviously going to do in return do more damage. And boom, almost one hit. It's unfortunate, but yeah, he does killing my Gilfunder. But obviously his ultimate is a single target attack, so he might not even kill a red because he is green. And yeah, just a simple attack with Elizabeth afterwards does actually do the job, and that's the first mission. Probably one of the easiest ones, so bear in mind when you're doing that. Okay, and for green stage number 2, this one is kind of harder than usual, but it's a bit of RNG as well, similar to what we had the last stage when we do walk towards it. You can see here, so it's 90k CC standard thing we're going through, and this one is more of a luck based one because you kind of got to keep snatching with Barn and removing the ult gauge. So here you can see the team. I did bring red demon Meliodas, and you'll see on the screen now he is used later on, but you'll see why we didn't bring him, because I kind of need him now because I need a sort of a stronger red unit to bring. Arthur should be leveled up for most people, and on screen now you can see the graphic. This is the main team. Gila, to be fair, I could have probably swapped Gila for Meliodas because he'll do more damage at the start. Gila kind of just there to take some damage. Arthur being used because he's pretty much one of a single target good character, plus he's obviously buffing up defense, HP related stats. I'm sure we all know him. Most of you probably already have him leveled up because he is obviously a really strong PvP unit, as well as kind of everything around. He's kind of an all-rounder. Barn being MVP, and the most important thing is to keep on removing ultimate gauge with Barn because you can do it. And yeah, he only has to use it to skill 1, rank 1 to do it. So each turn just keep doing it, and eventually you'll probably get ultimate with either Barn or Arthur, and yeah, that'll pretty much just kill it. Okay, so starting off, we didn't start first because that's typically how it goes from around here. But yeah, just keep doing damage. You can actually use a tier 2 rank from Arthur, which disables recovery skill. Ignite comes from Gila, which obviously does more damage, but that's typically not really happening. Yeah, just kept moving around, kept doing saving my little snatch things from a Barn, because if we obviously do combine them, it's not what you want to do. You want to keep saving 1 for each turn. And yeah, this is kind of a long run. This is around like 4 minutes, just because this one was probably the hardest one out of all of them, because my level isn't high enough. Barn obviously being an SR, so you should have him, I think you get for free during story mode, and you have to level up to a UR as part of like one of the story quests. So yeah, this guy you should have leveled up to at least a UR. So overall, pretty easy. Just kept snatching. We did get quite unlucky at one point, but he does have a pretty good stance where he heals like a lot of his HP back. So if he is dying, you can do that. And yeah, we pretty much just killed him at the end with an ultimate. Okay, so last for the green missions, obviously this one being different to what we actually recommended. So last mission, or the last green mission, we did bring red demon Meliodas, so he is supposed to be used for this mission, but because this mission's so easy, you can see here I have the main 2 culprits, this being Slater and Vivian. I brought Deldry because she actually is a high enough character on my CC rank, and I guess to get me over to the 90k. And this one I would recommend getting 90k because you pretty much don't want her attacking, because then she starts disabling and stuff. So yeah, on screen now you can see what the team is and pretty much what to do. And yes, Slater being probably the best one because he actually does do prevention, so you can only use attack skills, and this person never uses attack skills. Vivian having a skill 1 obviously being, or I think it's skill 2, one of the skills basically just stopping the person from using the ultimate, and that's pretty much it. She can never attack each turn as long as you keep on using these abilities. And Deldry, yeah, just there because I want to throw her in, to be honest. You could use the Meliodas, but it doesn't really matter. Slater or any other red character that is not recommended to use would pretty much do bits on this mission. Yeah, so D Meliodas doesn't matter, you don't really need him. The third character can be whoever you want. Just pretty much Slayer should be leveled up because he is association for Gotha, so you should have him quite high up already. Plus he's a pretty decent unit, so yeah, let's get into the mission. Okay, so this is the mission. One of the easiest ones since you are disabling everything this person can do, so she's doing in return doing nothing. Obviously we did start first because then she starts disabling us. Slayer skill 1, or I think skill 2, regardless, he does disable everything but attacks because she doesn't do any attacks. She's doing no damage in return. And then also Vivian, every 2 turns, or every turn, pretty much when she gets the ultimate, she's going to keep on trying to use it. And you pretty much got like every turn you got to get a Vivian card. And then we also brought Deldry because obviously she's a high enough CC to get me up to the 90k. And yeah, she's probably one of the worst characters to bring in anything, right? Because she's pretty bad. So goes to show how important she is. It doesn't matter who you bring for the third character, as long as you keep on getting the cards from Vivian. Slater, once again, should be leveled up because he is association for Gotha. So yeah, he's kind of doing some nasty damage in return, getting his ultimate, because you are using the characters each she even still, at one point, she actually did attack me. But Deldry, obviously using her little kiss ability to stop and, or to pretty much bring all attacks to her, it pretty much just insta-killed anyway. So yeah, this one's super easy. Okay, so next we are moving on to the red stages. Red stage is kind of easy once again. Typically, once again, you should always have one character leveled up. So this one actually is Diane, being the pretty much the MVP. So we are going to verse Hellbrim, the human form Hellbrim, like, you know what I mean, right? And yeah, he buffs himself and it also uses debuff skills. So that's why we're bringing Gotha. You're supposed to bring Blue Barn. I just didn't bother to level him up. So on screen now you can see what the skills or like what to bring and the importance of this stage. So yeah, I did bring Captain Meliodas, so like the tavern one. He's just a blue SR I kind of want to bring, so I was like, alright, screw it, let me do it. He's not used later on, so it doesn't matter if I bring him now. Barn is to be, you have to bring Barn, but I didn't have him leveled up, so I was like, alright, let me use Meliodas. He's still in the 4th stage, so we're still technically bringing him. So obviously the important thing, every other turn or every turn, the Hellbrim does buff the attack, so if you have a Rupture skill card from Diane, you can be doing double damage, pretty much where you want to go most of your damage with. So you kind of gotta get lucky that you get a skill where she does Rupture. And Gopher also does debuff, stopping him from attacking, which yeah, always attack forms are from debuffs. So yeah, let's jump into the mission. Okay, so jumping in, yeah, we got we didn't start first, but I did brought evasion for you because why not? I just have one extra attack. So you can see here he buffed the attack, and you see the blue skill. That's when he does buff the attack, and he has 2 skills where he actually does actually attack us. So obviously we're using Gopher, which disables it, and then pretty much an extra turn to build up some cards. Didn't get quite lucky because he actually had an ultimate which we can't stop, so he's just going to go all out on the 4th character, or the 3rd character being Meliodas. And Barn pretty much just taking up damage. We get quite lucky with the actual skills from Diane. Diane going to get attacked last because I think she has the highest HP, so he typically targets him last, or her last. And in return, we pretty much go an ultimate from him, go for obviously stopping attacks. And then also last, when he does kill everyone, if you're like me, you're obviously going to get quite lucky with the skills from the Diane, because obviously you have a better chance of them combining, plus getting our ultimate. Mine's quite higher up, so yeah, she's doing quite a lot of damage, and there we go. Just kept getting the Rupture damage, because obviously kept buffing up his attack, and yeah, she's going to do a ton of damage on the Rupture. That's pretty much the MVP here, and yeah, overall, kind of a hard one. Just have Diane leveled up, it's pretty much what you want to use. Okay, so next we have Red 2. This one, bit of a game changer. So you can see on screen now what the actual recommendation is, which is kind of like Galland and a healer and then Harmers, but I do not have Galland leveled up, so I cannot use him. But because the recommendation of like characters to use doesn't include the slime units, we are going to actually use some slime units. And weird thing too, I don't think it saves if it's a slime unit, so bear in mind if you are using them. I have to test it again, but for some reason it didn't save. So on screen now we have Blue Merlin, Rimuru, and Harmers. Harmers being obviously increasing HP. And the reason why we use the Merlin is because one, I have her leveled up, so why not? She's not used later on. Rimuru once again leveled up, so why not? We're going to use him now. But Rimuru's actual ultimate does stun. And the boss, what he does is he removes an actual debuff every turn. So if you do stun him outright just by himself, he is going to remove it. But if we do use Merlin's tier 2 on a purple card, she actually does disable everything but attacks, which actually adds like 5 debuffs onto an enemy. Plus Harmers does obviously decrease the defense, add another debuff, and then that allows us to actually use Rimuru, who actually does do the stun, and we're able to actually, you know, survive a turn because he can't attack. Okay, so jumping in, obviously we didn't start first because yeah, we're kind of below 90k CC, and you go almost straight away, which is kind of annoying, but we are going to survive quite a bit because we do have decently leveled up. My man is level 80 because she's currently used right now for the actual Gopher event, so having her leveled up, probably a good thing to do if you're trying to do a high score in the Gopher event. Rimuru does have a pretty good passive where he obviously just survives a lot of HP stuff, and then also heals itself at the end of the turn if you have a stance. And then yeah, Harmers got taken out straight away. We did bring Millen, who is literally level 30 as an SSR, so she's kind of bad, but she also does actually do a debuff, which is going to be helpful when we do the Rimuru ultimate. And you can see right now Merlin adds tons and tons of debuffs, so he's only going to remove 1 each time. And when we do actually use the actual stun from the Rimuru, it's going to actually apply the stun, and we can survive 1 extra turn. And you can see here, especially with the Merlin ult 2, tons of damage. And she disabled attacks as well, so another ultimate, she's another debuff she's putting on too. So overall, just a pretty good team to use when you're actually doing it. Okay, so coming up to the final red mission. This one really easy. So 2 characters essentially being free. We have Gopher, Coin Shop Gopher, which you can buy. We also have King, given a free in story mode. Red Hellbrim might be a tricky one to get, but he's in the part 1 summon, so you might have already had him. He's been in a few banners. And on screen now you can see the team. And yeah, pretty straightforward one. The boss can be petrified, which means we can keep on freezing him each turn. We have Gopher to level up the cards if we can't actually get them to merge. But other than that, it's pretty standard. I'll jump cut to it now. Okay, so jumping in, he can be petrified, so kind of easy. We obviously start with an invasion arrow, which we can go towards King or Gopher. I guess if you get quite lucky with the second, or like the new card, you know, it could be one random person. I'll probably go towards that one. If you get 2 Kings straight away, I guess go towards that. If you get Hellbrim, go towards that. You can't remove his ultimate gauges, so be wary. We did get quite lucky with the merges here, you can see here for King. And yeah, I mean, to be fair, it's not really hard. It's Kingbrim. King with no Brum, it's kind of easy. And overall, you should just keep on upgrading cards, keep getting the Invasion Arrow. Not too much to say. I guess the one big thing too is that if you use an ultimate that damages him below 50 HP, he will heal it half of it back. So I wouldn't use the ultimate until you know you're going to kill something, like until you know you're going to kill him. So just keep on doing, keep petrifying him, keep on stopping him from attacking, and until you actually, I made a mistake, I used Gopher's ult, you can see it, so he healed half it back, right, which isn't a good thing. But because we had so many petrifies, we can just keep on going forward, and then King's ultimate just pretty much nuked him at the end. There we go, that's pretty much it, just keep petrifying, and my King is like 3 out of 6 now, because I've bought him a few times, so if, yeah, probably same thing around me, he's, yeah, very easy to get, since he is pretty much free to play. Okay, so now moving on to blues, this is going to be the first blue one, so blue 1, and this one is kind of really similar to what the Hendrickson boss fight was during the actual story mode, and we are going to be having kind of another free-to-play team here. We have Merlin, which is a coin shop unit. I guess I'll just jump cut now to the little credit thing we have. So yeah, Merlin, kind of a free-to-play unit, because she is in the coin shop. Elizabeth was given for free twice during the actual Merlin banner, and then we also have Captain Melios, who has a counter, which is obviously going to do a ton of damage against this actual Hendrickson. Pretty much, yeah, Hendrickson has like a lot of gold cards, and you'll see during the actual playthrough, he kind of almost one-bangs him, and at that point, if you have one level 1 counter, it's going to do like 100k, and yeah, you should have rerolled for him. He has been in a few banners now, so you might have actually pulled him, or even gone for the part 1 summon, but the first person you should have rerolled for was definitely this guy, since he's like the MVP during story mode for like the start bit. Okay, so jumping in, yeah, obviously Elizabeth, pretty good unique, where she actually gives you an ultimate gauge when she, well, she gets 2 ultimate gauges, right, when she starts, and that's really good, because you can get basically to keep on healing. And we had a perfect cube, which probably actually helped quite a bit, because it stopped a little bit of damage from him, but you can see right now, he's kind of really weak. So what we did was, obviously, we're going to be using the counter here, because we know we can see right above his head that he has a gold card, which is going to do tons of damage. And when Merlin actually kills it, Merlin removes ultimate gauges, so that's good as well, right, because you can stop him from attacking you. But right, boom, 108k. Literally, it's probably one of the easiest ones. My Medios in like level 4, so level 60, so he's not even like high enough level. And we bought Julian as well for just because he actually does increase the HP. So having more HP for Medios means he's gonna survive more as well. And yeah, just kind of easy. Elizabeth gives ultimate gauges, so you can actually you know, get your ultimate a lot faster as well, and you can pretty much kill it with the rest over with Merlin. Pretty simple, and nothing too hard. You kind of just got to get the Medios counter to go off once at least, and he's got to be kind of weak, otherwise he's going to not do enough damage to kill him. Okay, and for blue 2, this one kind of similar to what we had for the raid boss, and if you've been playing to the start, you probably have a few of these characters leveled up. So if we do jump in, you can see on screen now what the actual team is. We have Jericho, obviously being an MVP here. You kind of just want to use it all once. It pretty much will almost insta-kill it. That's why obviously you're doing damage. There's a higher crit chance if you do have some pretty good stats in there. And then we also have Death Pierce, which obviously is increasing your crit, or he lowers his crit resistance and damage, so you're able to do more damage with a crit and be able to get the crit more often. We also have Hellbrum, the green version, which should be leveled up even still because was season 1 of raid bosses, and he himself increases attack related stats, so you have more chance for you to actually hit a crit, more chance for you to do more damage with a crit, and more chances to do more damage overall. Okay, so jumping in, this is, yeah, kind of easy. We kind of got lucky to start, so maybe it's kind of down to luck a bit. But, yeah, so we're going to move Jericho's card so we get an extra orb gauge and get 4 straight away. And the more cards we use, the more crit chance we're going to get. So, I'm pretty sure the ult will kill anyway, even if you don't have it, if you don't hit a crit. But, yeah, we obviously did bring Hellbrum, so we're going to use his actual attack-related stats buff so we can do more damage. And in Death Pierce, even if he dies, I still think the passive still works. I don't think he has to be in battle, so it doesn't matter, but you're going to get that crit chance anyway. And yeah, he's going to ult, which is kind of annoying, because we can't really do anything about stopping it, but you kind of just got to pray he doesn't hit Jericho, and that's pretty much it. You pretty much wait until you get your ult, probably kill it in the 3 turns, regardless of what happens. Just pretty much, yeah, nuke it in 3 turns. As soon as he starts ulting and stuff, it's going to be a bit bad. And yeah, Jericho's ult, amazing, just tons of damage, especially with the Hellbrum buff. It's gonna kill. It's not gonna survive. He almost died regardless of using that ult anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And then pop, yeah, 95k, yeah, he's not surviving that. Okay, now on to the final part. Obviously, we are going to have the yellow ones next, but this is the final blue one, where we are going to be essentially doing the same thing with Merlin. The boss can be frozen, so we are going to bring some greens. And same thing, really, just keep on freezing. We have obviously got Elaine, who you might have already used during the Final Boss Gopher King event. We'll jump cut to the thing now. You can see on screen pretty much what the team is. And this one, it's same thing, right? Just keep on freezing. Elaine can remove ultimate gauges if you get a tier 2 skill on one of her cards. I doubt you'll be doing that. It did help me a bit, so I guess it's kind of useful if you don't get a freeze. But obviously Escanor being the MVP here, just tons of damage coming out of his cards. Ult will pretty much kill it. Obviously, you can use Association or Command Attack so you can do more damage. But if you don't have Escanor, because I know few people don't, and they've left comments on a few of my videos, just use Green Skinny King. If you have him, he's essentially free, right? He's in a bunch of the banners, or a few banners. He's also in part 1. You've got him a few times. I've got him a few times. And no, I used him earlier on, which I didn't have to do. You could use him here, since if you're going to keep on freezing him, you can just wait with King, and he does more crit. He does like 100% crit chance, right? When he's got more ultimate gauges with his passive. So you're going to be doing tons of damage with his crit, plus you're lowering his defense too. So yeah, probably bring Green Skinny King if you don't have Escanor. Okay, so I'm jumping in, kind of standard to be fair. You obviously do get start off with a freeze, so pretty much do that straight away. If you do have Escanor, you probably have high enough CC anyway, because Escanor himself, tons of CC. Gustav, you should have had leveled up during the start of the game. He was one of the best characters to use before Merlin came out in boss raids and stuff like that. So yeah, it's kind of standard. And yeah, just pretty much rush ult, pretty much keep freezing him. You can see Escanor almost killed him. I say almost, because he's still like got half his health left. But didn't get a freezer, so we used obviously Elaine, which actually removes ultimate gauges, and that in return gives him 1 less attack, because now he's going to go 2, because we're taking away 1 attack from the ultimate. And yeah, just ult with Escanor afterwards, and you pretty much finish the mission. He doesn't do that much damage as he's a single target, so yeah, just probably this one, probably one of the easiest ones too as well. You can see you can see Escanor right now just going to nuke. Alright, and finally, so this video took me longer to actually edit than to make, but we do have the yellow stages, which come every time you do defeat an actual trainer cave or a crystal 3 times in a row. And yeah, you gotta do 3 of them, and what they do is they play, or you have to play against one of the 3 previous stages that you did, and it can be any color, so it's kind of up to you. Well, not up to you, it's up to the game, I guess. It's kind of RNG, but it doesn't really matter. So typically, you can get all 3 stages. During my this run here, I actually did get 2 greens, so we actually used a red card before this, but you can see on screen now what the 3 characters. So this isn't the team. Don't get me wrong, this isn't the team. This is the 3 characters you want to keep. So obviously we have 3 of each color. We have Diane. So if you verse a actual red, you can just nuke with Diane. We have green, Barn. So if you are versing a blue, you can kill with him pretty quick. And we also have Hauser if you are versing any of your greens. And yeah, these 3 characters are kind of important. But time recording it is the 20th of June, so we still have tons of characters coming out in the future, as well as characters that you didn't even pick for this video, like we still have Demedius, we still have Lilia. Pretty much during the actual red stages, just bring one character of one of these characters that goes against the opposite color, and yeah, just bring an AoE unit and just keep the characters that you still have. Like you can bring Demon Medios, you can bring Lilia. We didn't use Green Skinny King, so you could bring him if you didn't use him earlier on. There's tons of characters that we still didn't use, and more in the future that are going to come out. And each time, yeah, each time a new character comes out that you do pull for, you have the person. You could save it for a character or a stage that you thought were kind of hard, or you can just save it for the actual yellow mission where you kind of just got to go in and nuke. And yeah, that's pretty much. Obviously, I'll jump cut now to some snippets. You can probably see already in the background. Yeah, just essentially with Diane, just get our ultimate nuke, straight away kill. Barn, you obviously stop people from attacking, or you lowering the attack and defense, and he's doing tons of damage in return. Hauser, great ultimate, obviously has a pierce rate as well. Just yeah, these 3 characters, super easy to go through. And yeah, that's about it. Super long video, I know it's 20 odd minutes right now, but you can imagine how long it's going to take to actually record this and sit down to do it, because it took me about an hour to record, because each game took around 3 to 4 minutes, depending on what you have. And some of them are easy. I did fail a few of them, which just took even longer. So yeah, just kind of trimmed down an hour for footage, pretty much 40ish minutes to 22 minutes. I think that's how long it is. But yeah, that's gonna be all for me today, guys. I uploaded this yesterday, but the video corrupted, so I'm gonna have to do it all again. And I think now it's probably a good thing, because it was kind of just me talking for 20 minutes. I think now that I've actually jump cut some things and actually just made it more of a compact video as well, for all the editing stuff, should be a bit nice for everyone to take in. But yeah, if you have any comments, let me know in the comments down below. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and hope this helped everyone. So thank you for watching. Peace.